Che Guevara, the iconic revolutionary who fought to overthrow imperialist regimes in Latin America, remains a symbol of resistance. His fierce commitment to the Cuban Revolution and his role in spreading socialist ideas have cemented his legacy. But Che's life was far from glamorous. He was often on the run, in hiding, and ultimately executed by the Bolivian army. His vision for a global revolution ended in tragedy, and his image became a symbol of both hope and controversy. Guevara's death only amplified his martyrdom, creating a legend from his suffering. Fidel Castro's revolution against the corrupt Cuban government and his leadership of the country for over 5 decades is one of the most significant stories of the 20th century. His fight against imperialism and his socialist ideals made him a hero to some and a dictator to others. Castro's life, however, was full of constant struggles. He faced assassination attempts, isolation, and the collapse of his socialist utopia. His legacy remains divisive, but his grip on Cuba's future is undeniable, though it came at a great personal and national cost. John F. Kennedy, the charismatic and youthful leader of the United States, captivated the world with his vision of a new frontier. His presidency was marked by his commitment to civil rights, space exploration, and international diplomacy. However, his life ended tragically with an assassination that shocked the world. Kennedy's vision for a better world was never fully realized, and his untimely death left a nation in mourning. His legacy, full of hope and promise, remains a bittersweet reminder of what could have been. Mao Zedong's rise from peasant roots to becoming the founding father of the People's Republic of China is a story of both triumph and devastation. His leadership in the Chinese Communist Party transformed the country, but the cost was immense. His policies, like the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, caused the deaths of millions. Mao's vision for a socialist China was rooted in the desire to lift his people out of poverty. Yet, his methods and mistakes caused widespread suffering, leaving a contradictory legacy. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who rose from humble beginnings to rule an empire, remains one of the most controversial figures in history. His military genius and ambition led to the expansion of France's borders, but his relentless pursuit of power led to his downfall. Exiled to the island of Elba and later to St. Helena, Napoleon died in obscurity after his final defeat at Waterloo. His vision of a European empire was shattered, leaving behind a legacy of both brilliance and hubris. Nelson Mandela's struggle against apartheid in South Africa made him an international symbol of resistance. His imprisonment for 27 years only strengthened his resolve to bring equality to his people. But Mandela's journey was far from easy. He lost precious years of his life in a prison cell, and the scars of his struggle were lifelong. His victory was not just political, it was personal. Mandela's legacy lives on, but his road to freedom was paved with unimaginable sacrifice and pain. Rosa Parks, the woman who refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus, became the spark that ignited the civil rights movement in the United States. Her act of defiance was simple, yet it changed the course of history. Parks, however, faced years of hardship after her arrest, including threats and financial instability. Her bravery was rewarded with a lifetime of struggle, but her legacy is one of quiet yet powerful resistance that ultimately led to profound change. Thomas Paine's pamphlet, Common Sense, helped ignite the American Revolution, and inspired the colonies to fight for independence. His writings were revolutionary, advocating for freedom, democracy, and human rights. However, Paine's life was marred by controversy and personal loss. He was vilified by some of his contemporaries, and in his final years, he lived in relative obscurity. Paine's ideas helped shape the United States, but his personal struggles and sacrifices were often overlooked in favor of his political achievements. Vladimir Lenin was the architect of the Bolshevik Revolution, the man who led Russia into the era of communism. His role in dismantling the Tsarist regime and guiding the Soviet Union into existence changed the course of history. Yet Lenin's life was marred by sickness and political infighting. His health deteriorated in his later years, leaving him unable to fully enjoy the fruits of his revolution. His death left a power vacuum that led to Stalin's rise, turning the course of Soviet history into a tragic tale of violence and authoritarianism. Winston Churchill's leadership during World War II made him one of the most revered figures in British history. His speeches rallied the British people, and his military strategies helped lead the Allies to victory. However, Churchill's life was one of deep personal struggle, including political failures, family difficulties, and the haunting weight of war. His triumphs were accompanied by a relentless personal toll, and his legacy remains one of a great leader who bore the weight of history on his shoulders.